Hello, everybody. It's another one of these super Sassafras Pones development videos. There's a lot that I've changed, a lot that I've added. But before I get into that, I just want to say, I apparently people have been like liking these, which is cool because it's just sort of a thing I'm doing on the side, and like people are like sort of bringing it up in like weird, like back out of nowhere situations where it just sort of comes up in casual conversation. I'm like, oh, people care about that. Uh, so yeah, there's definitely been things I've been working on for the past while. I haven't been able to like focus on it because I've big projects and the such. I did just finish a Christmas project, which I had a deadline on that I was 5 days over, and that sucked. And I also had like a university work and stuff, which that's been over for a few, for definitely a while. So I can't say I blame that as much. Anyway, point is, there's been a lot of things that have been changed, and I am not talking about them, even though you've been watching them going on for a while. I think now that I've done with my preface, that's not grammatically correct. Whatever. I'll talk about some of the things I've done. So, the simple stuff, which people who like the Smash Bros. Like, they. I added a down tilt and down air attacks, which is very basic stuff. But I also added something different, which is just because I wanted to be sort of fun. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm just switching through a few different like basic whatever stages. But that's not the point. The point is I've added a sort of weird cancel mechanic where if you hit with the neutral air, then you get to cancel into this sort of spin forward attack, and if you do the down air, it bounces the opponent up, and you can cancel that into a neutral air, which you can then cancel into the rolly attack, and you can direct the rolly attack either up or down, or just like in the middle, and it's kind of really OP. But I was just sort of me having fun with it. I'll worry about balancing when A, there's more than one character, and B, uh, that I when they sort of like I'll have to plan for this like in advance. Like this is all really like sort of like, oh, by the way, this is Temple. I'm not. Oh, geez, there's a lot to talk about. Um. But yeah, it's like but yeah, what else have I done? I added a side smash, which you've seen a bit of, which you can charge it up, but charging it does nothing because I have not done any development on like how damage works. So every attack does the same every time you hit with it. But that's not what I'm working on so far. There's a lot of things in the background which I've worked on, by the way, which I have unfortunately not been able to no, rather it's stuff which you wouldn't notice because it's like sort of like engine stuff, like, oh, I put a lot of work into like getting this thing fixed, but like on the outside, like it is completely unnoticeable. It's just like I feel like I'm really OCD with like how everything sort of like is laid out. Like, oh, there's like this let's say there's this variable that like continually counts up or whatever, and like eventually after playing the game for like hours on end, that'll eventually like lag the game out or whatever. But nobody is going to be playing this for hours on end unless you are. But in case you are, yeah, that's something I've sort of, there's sort of little dumb things like that which I've sort of been focusing on, um, and it's not sort of like noticeable from like base sort of, oh, the video's over. Maybe I'll do like another thing where like I did in the other development video where I just play it again and as I keep talking. But yeah, it's like that's what happens with game development. Is like there's a lot of work put into little small niggledy things. Bug testing is very difficult. Like even in the current version I have, there's a couple of bugs which I like I know are there, and I just haven't gotten to like fixing them yet. Like there was one point where the down air, it's similar to what is it, Chun-Li's uh, something something from Street Fighter. I don't remember what it's called. I should have looked it up. Um, or I suppose in Smash Bros. It's similar to Greninja's down air, where you bounce off the opponent. But if you land on the ground the same frame that hits, then you don't bounce up. It's like little things like that which I need to fix. It's like I know it's there. I'll get to that. It's very niggledy piggledy, wimbledy dibbledy. Lots of small jimmy jams. Oh, what else is there to talk about? Oh, right. One big reason why like not much progress was put on Super Sassafras Pones is because for the longest time, because like oh my god, Flash is garbage and I hate it, but it's best thing I know. So essentially, when the camera moves or zooms out, like this, of course the platforms and the characters move as well. But like optimal coding optimization is essentially, you do like Adobe is ready to install. I don't update. Shut up. Anyway, yeah, the camera like zooms out or whatever. Yes, that's right. Optimal coding optimization is you have it like have all the the hit tests like for the like the hit one hitbox hitting another hitbox. You want like that all to be done on like this sort of basic plane, and then when you move the camera after the fact so that like it doesn't interfere. I don't know, whatever. This is really confusing and really really hard to explain in like layman's terms, but essentially like when one thing hits another thing, it's not 100% accurate, especially when the camera is zoomed out. I've tried fixing that. Like I spent like a ton of time working on that, but like Flash is stupid. I just couldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe it's something really simple. But I don't know. I couldn't get what I wanted to work. So therefore, some like what is the word I'm looking for? I hate myself. I don't know. It's called hit tests in the code, essentially. When one thing touches another. Jesus. And yeah, I might do a thing similar to Rivals of Aether, which is if you don't know, it's another Smash Bros. Fan game. The camera barely moves in that game. It's like left and right slightly, and that's it. Well, in this, it's like zooming in and out and stuff. I might not do that. I might just have the camera like be mostly static if I want it to be sort of like competitive, because that's sort of what I'm built. I know I just said that it's completely unbalanced. It's not balanced yet. I'll balance it later, once everything else is done. Once the engine is built, that's the part that takes the longest, and that's the stage in which I am in right now. Like the Viva character is, I'm not even sure what attacks are going to like be in the final game. Like maybe I'll replace all of them because they're all stupid, and I don't know, whatever. It's Smash Bros. Stuff, attacks and stuff. Oh god. What else is there to talk about? I don't know. The stages, there's the one basic default one. There's this black one which like doesn't make any sense. There was another like testing stuff one. There's the purple one, which is very similar to Project M's training stage, except infinitely smaller. And there's Temple, which Temple, I added like last minute sort of and it just sort of like basically like sort of traced around what like temple looks like in like Melee. But it kind of doesn't. It like what the slopes like. If you look back at the gameplay of that, unless that's playing right now, I have no idea. Probably not. Like the slopes, they don't line up like at all. Well, so like character like keeps tripping over. It's like little things like that. I have not like programmed properly in, but you know what? It's I probably either A, I'll need to like accommodate for that, or B, I never use stages with slopes, which is kind of the cheaty, kind of the lazy way out. That's like oh, there's oh, I'm going on a tangent. Sorry, but I want to say this. It's sort of like a game developer like saying, "Oh, see this thing? Well, that was a bug that I couldn't figure out how to fix, but no, that's part of the gameplay. I've worked it in, and oh, it's so dumb." I'm trying to think of an example because I can definitely think of like examples of when that's been done, where it's like somebody. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. It's just like um I don't know. It's something like sort of bad game developers do, or people who don't know how to use the programs that they're using. But you know what you do? You work at going like fixing that. You don't. I don't know. All right, tangent over. I need to stop talking. That's super Sassafras Pones so far. I hope people enjoy this series. I'm sort of thinking like maybe once this sort of like goes even further, maybe I could sort of move this series to my main channel. Ooh, blasphemy. But yeah, it's sort of like it's the idea that like if this is gonna become a big project, I'll want people to see it, and so like yeah, maybe this would be a thing that I do. I don't post enough on my main channel anyway. My second channel, this second channel I made because I didn't want my first channel to be cluttered up with junk, but I barely post anything there anyway. So oh jeez, I am the worst. I am the worst. But that's what fixing is for. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off properly this time. Thank you for watching my dumb video. Which maybe to you wasn't as dumb as I seem to imply that it is, and hope that you come back to see more of them. I don't know, do that subscribe thing or whatever. I'd be very. I mean, I wouldn't say I'd be very surprised if people are watching this and aren't subscribed because that's probably not true at all. All right, this video is over now.